If you own a property in Spain, Portugal or Cyprus and you've been trying to sell it, this video is for you. Not because there's anything wrong with your property, but because the system that's supposed to sell it is working against you in 4 very specific ways. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk through each one. By the end, you'll understand exactly why properties like yours sit on the market far longer than they should, and what can be done about it. Let's start with the most obvious problem, the one that almost nobody talks about openly. If your property abroad has been on the market for more than 3 months, here's what your agent is probably doing. Nothing. Not nothing in a negligent sense, nothing in a structural sense. Most local estate agents in Spain, Portugal and Cyprus operate the same way. They take on a listing, put it on 2 or 3 local portals, and then they wait for a buyer to come to them. That's not laziness, that's how the local market has always worked. These agents are generalists. They're handling dozens of properties at once. They don't have a dedicated budget to actively promote your resale property. There are no paid social media campaigns, no targeted outreach to buyer agents, no proactive effort to put your specific property in front of the right people. Your property gets a portal listing and a spot on their website. Then it waits. Meanwhile, across the region, there are agents who already have qualified buyers, people with confirmed budgets, clear requirements, ready to purchase. But those buyer agents can only offer what they know about. And if your agent isn't connected to them, your property simply doesn't exist to most of the market. That's the first problem, a limited reach that feels like a marketing strategy, but isn't. Here's something most overseas property owners don't know. Your local estate agent makes significantly more money selling a new build than they make selling your property. Developers pay agents 8, sometimes 10% commission on new builds. On a resale property, the commission is typically 5%, sometimes less. So when your agent has a buyer sitting in front of them, a real buyer ready to purchase today, they have a straightforward financial reason to show that buyer a new build development before they show them your resale. Your property might be better value, better located, a better fit for exactly what that buyer is looking for, but it doesn't come with the same commission structure, so it goes to the bottom of the pile. This isn't corruption, it's incentive, and it's a structural problem built into how the local market works. No single agent is going to change their business model for your listing, which means if you're relying on one local agent, you're competing with every new build development in the area, and the developer has already bought your agent's loyalty. On a €300,000 property, the difference between a 5% and a 3% agent fee is €6,000. That's your money, and it's disappearing for no good reason. The standard estate agent commission in Spain, Portugal and Cyprus is around 5% of the sale price. On a €200,000 property, that's €10,000. On €500,000, it's €25,000. And what do you get for that fee in most cases? One agent, a portal listing, and a long wait. Here's what most sellers don't realise. The outcome you're actually paying for, connecting your property with a qualified buyer through a registered local agent, doesn't have to cost 5%. It can be done for 3%. The selling agent still earns their full commission. They still do their job. Nothing changes for them. But the difference between 3% and 5% stays in your pocket instead of disappearing into a fee structure that was simply never necessary. We'll come back to how that's possible in the next video. There's one part of selling overseas property that nobody warns you about before you buy, and it's the part that causes the most frustration: the communication. You're in the UK or Ireland or wherever home is. Your property is in another country. Your agent is local. Their first language probably isn't English. When you want an update, when you want to know if anyone has viewed the property, what the feedback was, whether an offer is coming, you send an email or a WhatsApp message, and then you wait. You don't have a single person managing this on your behalf. You don't have someone who speaks your language, who knows your situation, who can tell you clearly what's happening and what to expect. So the property sits, the costs keep running, the stress builds, and you genuinely don't know if anything is being done to sell it. That's the fourth problem, and arguably the most corrosive one, because the uncertainty is worse than bad news. At least bad news tells you something. In the next video, I'm going to show you how these four problems, the limited reach, the new build bias, the unnecessary fee, and the lack of communication, can all be solved with a fundamentally different approach. These four problems are not unusual. They're the standard experience for most non-resident sellers, and none of them are because your property is the wrong property or priced wrong or in the wrong place. They're structural. They're built into how the local agent market works, but they can be solved. In the next video, I'll explain exactly how Agents Abroad approaches this differently, with a specific process, a transparent fee structure, and a single English-speaking contact managing everything on your behalf. If you'd like to find out more before then, visit agentsabroad.co. The registration form is on the front page and the process is straightforward. See you in the next one.